Hello students, this is Divya Meena, Assistant Professor, Government Girls College, Sikandra. Today we will discuss a poem, Shall I Compare Thee, written by William Shakespeare. This poem is for the students of BA Part first year of English Literature. So the poem Shall I Compare Thee is written by William Shakespeare, who was born in 1564 and died in 1616. Shakespeare is England's greatest poet and dramatist, who wrote 154 sonnets and 37 dramas. He belongs to the Elizabethan age, which is also known as the Shakespearean age, as the Shakespeare was the most eminent writer of this age. So the poem Shall I Compare Thee is a sonnet which is addressed to the poet's friend and patron, the Earl of Southampton. In this sonnet, the beauty of his friend is praised, and he claims the immortality of his verse and his friend. At the beginning of the sonnet, the poet compares the beauty of his friend to the beauty of the summer days. As the summer is the most pleasant season for the dwellers of the London city, as the writer himself belongs to the London, which is a coolest country. So he compares his friend to the summer days, but he gives up the idea just because of many reasons which are described in this poem. As the summer is not permanent, as far as the beauty of his friend is considered, which he regarded as permanent, the beauty here refers to the spiritual and intellectual beauty, not the beauty of the flesh and blood. And very harsh wind blows in the summer, which shake the flowers, and his friend is much more lovely than the short-lived summer days. So time and death does not have any effect on his friend, as he has described his friend in this verse, in this poem. So he again claims that so long as men live on this earth, the beauty of his friend will be read by them through the poem. So thus the poet makes his friend eternal. So this is a number 18 sonnet of Shakespeare. Now I am going to recite the sonnet first. Shall I compare thee to a summer day? This is a Shakespearean sonnet which is divided into 3 quatrain and 1 couplet. Quatrain is a stanza having 4 lines, And the rhyme scheme of the Shakespearean sonnet is ABBA, ABBA, ABAB, CD, EF, GG. So this is the rhyme scheme of the poem, of the sonnet. ABAB, CD, EF, and last, finally there is a couplet which has the rhyme scheme GG. So let us discuss the poem. Shall I compare thee to summer days? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. Shall I compare thee to a summer days? Here the poet compares the beauty of his friend to the beauty of summer days, as the summer is the most pleasurable season for the dwellers of London city. So he asks here, are you comparable to the summer days? But in the very next line, he denounced the idea by saying that you are more lovely and more temperate. You are much more lovely than the summer days, and you are much more permanent than the summer days, as the time period of summer is very short. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, as the harsh and the rough winds blows in the season of the summer day, and which shakes the beautiful buds and the flowers which blooms in the season of the May, in the summer days. And summer's lease hath all too short a date. And the lease of summer, it means the time period of the summer is very short. It is not permanent and long lasting. The summer season is very short. Sometimes too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is called complexion dimmed, and every fair from fair sometimes declines by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. Sometimes it happens, sometimes in the summer season, too hot the eyes of heaven shines. Here, high eyes of heaven shines refers to the light of the sun. So sometimes it happens that the sun shines very brightly, that people cannot open their eyes in the light of the sun. So it is damn hot sometimes, and often is called complexion dimmed. And it also happens in the summer season because of the clouds. The light of the sun dimmed as the clouds are there in the sky. So he says that the nature of the summer is not temperate, it changes according to the time, and every fair from fair sometimes declines. And he again says that everything which is beautiful destroys with a passage of time. So the beauty of the summer also declines after some time by chance and nature changing course untrimmed. It declines or destroyed either by chance or by nature. But the eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest, nor death shall brag thou one rest in his shed, when in eternal lines of time thou growest. But thy eternal summer shall not fade. Thy here refers to the poet's friend and patron, Earl of Southampton. So he says that your eternal summer means your beauty, which is permanent, will never destroyed, will be never declined or fade or end, as your beauty is eternal. Nor lose possession of that fair thou owest, and you will never lose your possession of the beauty which belongs to you. Nor death, nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shed. Even the death is also not capable to undertake you in his shed. So even the death does not have any kind of effect upon you. Death is not able to die you. When in eternal lines to time thou growest, he claims his friend as more beautiful and temperate than summer days, and even the death which spares none. But even the death has no effect upon his friend's beauty, as he has mentioned, as the poet has mentioned his friend in the line by writing this poetry, which will make him eternal. So long as man can see, so long as man can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. So he says here that so long as man can breathe, as long as the man will be able to breathe, and the breathe is a thing which makes a man to be alive. So he says that till the time when the people will live upon this earth, or eyes can see, or they will be able to see through their eyes, or will be able to read this poem which is written upon the which is written on the poet's friend. So long lives this, until the man will live in this earth, this poem will be alive, will be remain alive on this earth, and this gives life to thee, and this poem will give life to thee. Therefore he claims that the death does not have any effect and impact upon the friend of the poet. So he concludes the idea through this couplet by saying that so long as men live on the earth, the beauty of his friend will be read by them through the poem. Thus, the beauty of poet's friend will become the part of eternal things, and the beauty of his friend is more temperate and beautiful than the summer days, and he immortalizes friend through writing this poem.